Okay, welcome to Puzzle Rush. The score to beat is 45. This is my all-time top score. Let's see if we can do it. All right. Now, usually the first couple puzzles are just a back rank, mate. All right, this one's not a back rank, mate. But it looks like we have mate in two here, is what I'm seeing. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, this is a back rank, mate. We're doing well. Another back rank, mate. Nice. So far, so good. Our difficulties are already at 300. Okay, it's white to move here. Let's see. So this square is covered. This square is covered. So if I go here, it looks like that's checkmate. Okay. And I don't see any piece that can block it. We're good. We're going to take it nice and slow because I'm slow. But you know, hopefully we can kind of work together. You can tell me how much of an idiot I am in the YouTube comments. All right, it's looking like this is going to be checkmate on this diagonal here. I don't see any. I guess the pawn can move, but then we can just take the pawn, and the queen covers this square. So that should be mate in 2 moves, right? All right, looks good. Okay, black to move. Let's see. We have this check, and then we have the follow-up of taking the rook there. And the king can't escape because our queen covers that square. All right. So far, so good. We're at 7. Okay. I think this is just mate in 1. I don't see any other piece that's covering that square. So it looks good to me. Okay, white to move. This is checkmate in 1. If you know how to checkmate with the rook, this is pretty apparent because the king covers these. All right, and then let's see here. Looking like we got another same idea, mate in 1. Okay, and always look for checks. And then let's see. It looks like this. We can then go here. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree here. I'm not sure. Check, and this move is forced. Yeah, and then check. And let's see. I don't see any pieces that can block, so it would have to be this pawn. And then check here, and the king has no moves after that. So that looks good to me. And then check, and then checkmate. Yeah, okay. Alright, that one would scare me, because I'm like, I think that's too many steps for this. Okay, looks like I can take on this square. The king's going to be forced to move here, and then we have a back rank mate. Yeah, and we can't take that rook because the queen defends it. So, okay, so far so good. Let's see. This square is defended by the knight, and then this square is only defended by the king. So we can take this with our queen, and that's checkmate. All right, and then we got another checkmate in 3 here. It looks like. Yeah, I don't see any moves that can stop it. All right, doing so far so good. 14. I think like the first mistake I made when I got that run of 45 was sort of around number 30. So far so good. All right, let's see here. I'm looking at this check. The king can escape, and then we win the rook. I don't see any checkmate. And this is defended by our queen. What about queen check? So if we check like this, then they can block. Oh no, because our pawn defends there. Let's see. This looks pretty good, actually. Although I guess the king just moves, maybe moves over here, and then that gets rid of this threat. I think this is the correct move. Yeah, we're good. Winning the rook. Okay, let's see here. So we have this check, which I don't think does anything. Actually, and then we take with our queen. These are all defended, so it would have to move here. And then we could go here, but the king would get out to this square. So maybe that's not correct. Let's see. All right, first time I'm really having to struggle a bit. I'm also noticing this piece is pinned. It's not really a good way to put pressure on it, though. And this is not looking at the rook. All right, and this is where I always have one of these where it's like, should be an easy puzzle, but I'm struggling. Okay, let's look at this check again. I feel like this is probably it. Okay, so take, check, and all of these squares are covered by the rook, so the king would move here. And let's, so instead of checking with the queen here, why don't we try checking with the rook? So now the, I guess the king could move back. So if the king moves back after this check with the queen here, then we have like a bunch of revealed checks, so we could win the rook even. Although we did give away our bishop. So check. Oh, that actually might be... No, it's not checkmate, because the king could move there. But then it would be checkmate. Okay, so... Yeah, so if... Take... Whoops. So take, queen takes. King has to move here. Check with the rook. King moves back. We eventually have mate. So the king would move here. And then we can move our queen here, and that's checkmate. Because the rook covers this square, and then the queen covers these other squares. Okay, so this looks correct. Check. All right. Maybe that one was number 16, and we're already struggling. So I don't know about this. Okay. Let's see. This looks like checkmate because this square is covered by the bishop. Nice. Man, that one after the previous one. Come on. What are we doing? All right, let's see. So, any way we can get something to this file? Doesn't seem like it. This check doesn't look like it does anything. Knight here. If we go here and he takes back, then we can win the queen. So here, but this doesn't really have many other threats. Like if he doesn't take back, maybe, I don't know, what's a move? Like, I guess the queen would just move away here, right? Then we don't really have anything. I mean, this looks cool, and since it's a puzzle, this is probably the answer. I just don't really like if we take here and then queen here, what we've won a pawn. If we take, oh, this is pinned, so we can't take back with that pawn. So that looks correct. So here forks the queen and the bishop, and yeah, and then we win the queen. So I think that was not actually the best move there for my opponent. Okay. This is covered by the bishop, so we can take this pawn, though this is not protected. And that still meets our checkmate. Gives us a checkmate. Okay. Let's see. So the queen's attacking our rook here, but our rook is defended. I'm trying to look for any... This knight might be trapped. No. Oh, yeah. This is trapped by there. And then... I guess it could go there. What about this queen? Maybe this queen is getting close to being trapped. Here. Not quite. This square is fine, so not sure yet. I'm noticing this is on the same diagonal as the knight there. So here, maybe here afterwards. And then let's see, if we move here, I guess the queen could also go there. But then the same trick would work. We go here and we add another attacker to the knight. What if we just do this right now? I'm looking at this too many steps ahead. If I just go here right now, it forks the queen and knight. That looks pretty good. I don't know. I guess the queen has a check, but that doesn't work. Yeah. Why do you take it with the queen? I don't understand. The queen had lots of escape squares. Alright. It's white to move. Alright, we're in check. Our king has these moves. I think those are the only 3 moves. And this queen can come in over here. So like, let's say we move here, for example, the queen comes in, and I guess technically we have 3 legal moves, but none of them work. So we would have to move to our king here to get rid of that. So if he checks, we can take the rook. Okay, so he goes here. I guess he's threatening to come in like this. Although, yeah, and this is covered by the pawn. Although, so we would move here. But then it would be... I mean, yeah, it looks like they have a checkmate. Okay. So let's see what happens if we take the knight. You can take back with the queen, and then we can take... Oh, actually, then we can take the queen, and then we can take the rook. So then I think we have a bishop for nothing. So that looks like it's winning. So if we take here, he takes back, we take, he takes back, and then I take the rook. Then all the material's gone except for our bishop. So that looks good to me. If we take and he moves away here, then we're up a knight still. So I think this is correct. Yep, looks good. All right, 21. So far, so good. a little bit of hiccups though. Not exactly the cleanest of puzzles. Okay. I see. Here takes check. This is the only move. And our bishop's on dark square, so that we can't do anything. So check. Take, check. There. No, this is defended by the queen. What if we go here right now, for example, then he takes the rook. So what about here, here, and then here? Oh no, but then he just takes it. That's, okay. But if we go here and he takes like this, the bishop is pinned to the queen. So that looks good. So here, and then if he like moves the king, for example, so I guess the king can go here, then we have this checkmate. So this is looking good. And then take the queen. Nice. Okay. King's looking pretty, a lot of trouble. Is there any way we can give a check? I guess we can give a check here. And that would be checkmate, right? Looks like it. Yeah. Easy enough. Alright. Pawn's getting pretty close to promotion. And there's also a back rank issue with the king. If we go here, it takes, that's nothing. I want to push this pawn. Let's see, are there any checks? Our king's on a dark, or on a dark square, so this bishop can't really do anything. So if we go here, and he takes it, then we can take with our rook. And we're threatening checkmate. And even if he moves his king, we're still threatening checkmate. So if he moves, but if he moves this rook somewhere, we're still threatening checkmate. So, looks pretty good if we push. If he doesn't take the pawn, then we have a queen. And that's checkmate. And there's no, my opponent doesn't have any checks. Alright, yeah, I don't, okay, yeah, and then this is checkmate. There you go. Alright, that one was just sort of a process of elimination, like, there's no move. Yeah, there was no move my opponent could make there. Okay. Looks like there's some, yeah, our king, my opponent's king is still pretty dire. The pawn's protecting there. The rook's protecting here. So let's look at check. So if we check here and the king takes, then we can check with the queen. And all those same squares are covered. So the king would have to move back. And then looks like we have checkmate by moving our queen in there. And I think that's all there is to it. I don't see any other moves. than to take this rook. And then if I check, I don't see any other moves either. Like there's no moves that can block. So let's do it. And then checkmate. Nice. Okay, 25. So we got 20 more to go, but now we're starting to get maybe a little bit more intermediate difficulty puzzles with 1378. I really start to struggle when the puzzles get to about 2000. That's when I sort of reach my, like, I didn't understand or something like that. Okay, this looks like it's checkmate. Sorry, here. Because the knight covers this square, the bishop covers these squares, and then the rook covers these squares. And my opponent can't take the knight because it's in check from the rook as well. So this looks like checkmate to me. Okay. Looks like we have a double check situation here. This actually looks like smothered mate. This is really cool. So check. He can't take because he's also in check from the queen. So check. The only move would be to move here. Then we can check with, we can sacrifice our queen here. If he takes with the rook, then we can smother him in the corner. And he can't take with the king because our knight defends that square. So that's really cool. Nice. Okay. Is this just, this is just checkmate. What is this doing up here? I don't understand. Okay, I'm seeing two roads to checkmate. Although this is mate in one. Okay, this is weird. So check. The queen would... Oh yeah, but the rook defends the queen. Alright, so maybe that's the trick of this puzzle, is like, this looks like a free rook, but actually you just have checkmate here. Okay. Okay, 28. That was 1534. That's ridiculous. What was that one? This one that I was like struggling with was harder than this one. I don't know. Although maybe I was still warming up back then. Okay, let's see here. So let's just take a quick look at this queen sacrifice. Check. So these squares are covered, but these squares are not. Okay, I spent too long at this, so this might be the first puzzle that we mess up. It's right. Okay, and so now this is the only move I really see from here. I don't see any other move, so it's wrong. So we'll have to look at that one after. I'm really curious about that. Okay, I'll come back to that one. Okay, let's see here. We're in check. We can take it, or we can move our king over here. No, we can't because of the pawn. So here, and then it's a queen. So I think we have to take this bishop. And let's say he takes back. Then we have this check. So take, we have check, and that wins the rook, actually. So that looks good to me. Nice. Yeah, and this doesn't do anything. I mean, we still take that rook anyway. Okay, white to move here. Alright. So let's take a quick look. We can take here, and if he takes with the queen, then we can check. We'll make a new queen. So that looks like it works. Take a quick look at this one as well. So check, takes with the rook, we make a new queen here. And I don't think there's any forced mate. Because check, we just repeat. So I think taking here makes more sense. It's still check. So if he moves out of the way, then we can just take the queen. So yeah, this has to be it. And then check. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm really curious about this puzzle actually. Also, what does that say? 1579? Okay, I was curious about this. If you, it looks like if you get a puzzle wrong, the difficulty still keeps increasing. So, good to know. All right, let's see here. So, let's take a quick look at this check. The pawns are covering all of these squares. So that would mean the king has to move there, and then we can checkmate here. So that looks good to me. Nice. All right, 31. So one strike. We got 2 more strikes to go. Okay, we have this check, and we can also take here. So okay, so if we take here, we're threatening checkmate with the rook. I'm just worried because if we check here and the king goes here, then we can no longer take this pawn. So I think we want to take this pawn first. Okay, let's say we take here. What are some moves that could prevent here or make it so that it's not checkmate? The queen still defends this square. So even if he moves the rook out, it doesn't create an escape. We can still check. The knight can't block because we can just take that knight. And then the queen can block, but then we take the queen and we want to do that. So I don't see any moves from my opponent that defend against this after we play here. But if we play here, then he can go here first. And does this check work? So let's say check, here, check, then here. And I don't see anything for white after that. So I think this has to be correct. Yeah, we got it. Okay, black to move. Let's see. This is not looking good. All of white's pieces. So I'm thinking every move probably has to be check or we lose here. We also have our bishop doing some defense. If we check, then the king just takes it, and I don't see any follow-up with our their queen. Kind of blocked off here. If we take, then he can force checkmate afterwards. Yeah, and our pieces just don't defend. If we take here, and he takes the queen, then we can actually take the rook. So that might be a valid defense. And if he checks us, we can hide our king up here. And this is covered by our rook. So this might be the correct defense. So if we go here, then check, then here. Oh no, then he forces mate. No, he doesn't because we can take that queen. So this might be it actually. The only check does nothing. And taking this rook does nothing. And if we move this rook away somewhere, I don't know, then he can just checkmate us that same way. And then queen coming in. So I think this is the only move that doesn't lose. It's wrong. Oh, crap. All right, let's see here. This looks like checkmate. Except the queen defends all the way there. So the other check. Wait, check, take, and then take the rook. But that's not winning. So check. King moves here. This is check. The king moves to the back rank somewhere. And then we can play checkmate. Wait, no. If the king moves here. So if we check here with the queen. King moves here. Check with the rook. Then the king moves here. We don't quite have checkmate. This looks good though. This is probably correct. So check. Check here. Maybe what's the other check? We can go here again, but then we just repeat, so that's not worth it. So check. We also have this check. Check here. Check. Whoops. Check. And the king can move to these two squares. Our rook's still defending this rank. Alright, this has to be the first move. So let's play that, and then we can be a bit easier to visualize. So we're deciding between here and here. Oh, maybe here? So here, king can move here, for example. Okay, but now, I don't know. Now we're kind of losing the thread, I think. My brain is hurting too much. If we go here, I just feel like we have more trouble. Whoops, sorry. This is a illegal move. If we go here, I feel like we have more trouble restraining him than the alternative. Here, for example, then these two squares are still fine. I don't know. Wrong. 32. Terrible. Wow. Okay, let's take a quick look back at the puzzles. So this was the first move, so I figured this out. And then I couldn't see past this. Oh! And then this would threaten checkmate. So we couldn't take the knight because we have checkmate. And then, is there any other move to stop this checkmate? It doesn't look like it. So this, yeah, that's correct. And then that forces checkmate. Okay, so let's go back. Whoops. So that was the first one we screwed up. And then this one. So I thought this would work. I'm curious. So I'll look at why this didn't work. I wonder what the correct move is. Here just gets taken. Let me get a little hint. So it is this. Oh, I didn't even look at this check. So check. King moves here. We have a check here. And these squares will be blocked from the bishop and the pawn. So the king would have to move either to this square. So check to this square. And then we actually have a check from our queen. So this looks correct. And then check. And then we have a check from our queen. And is that checkmate? Yeah. Wow. So I for some reason I wasn't even looking at that move. That's my bad. Okay, let's head back to the third one. So this is the one we just did. I don't know. This one's too hard. Let's go to the analysis for this one. I need some help. So this one, king h2 and there's nothing. And then, yeah. Queen f4 check. Okay. So what's the forcing move? The correct move here. Okay, here we go. So this was correct. Wait, no, sorry. This was not correct because of the queen. So this is here. And then let's get a hint. So it is the rook. Now I wonder what happens if here though. Because now this is pretty easy checkmate in 2. So what happens? This was the thing I was really struggling with. So king moves there, check, here. Oh, I probably could have figured out my answer. I didn't even realize this is like repeating the same move again. So I probably could have figured out that that wasn't correct. But then I would have played here, and that still wouldn't have been correct. Okay, so here, and then here. So what was I missing? Queen f3 check. Ah, of course. My bad. Oh well. GG's. Hope that was fun. Thanks.